Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome back to another Division video, and in today's video I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I appreciate to those of you that have been following my videos for a while now, this will already be pretty clear to you, but since the game is just under 2 months away and the beta could be dropping any day now, more and more people seem to be showing an interest in this title, and rightly so. From what I've played, it is flipping awesome. However, with that being said, I've also been getting a lot of questions lately from people just starting to take an interest, asking if I had a video explaining exactly what the Division was. And it occurred to me that I didn't. Sure, I've been making videos on the game for the past year, and if you check out the playlist linked in the description box down below, I've got breakdowns for pretty much every aspect of the game that is currently publicly known. But in the event you want a quick summary on exactly what the game is about and why you should be excited for it, then look no further. First up, The Division is both an RPG and a third-person cover-based shooter, so a role-playing shooter if you prefer. The game is being developed by Ubisoft Massive, with co-developers Ubisoft Annecy, Reflections and Red Storm Entertainment helping out too. It takes place in mid-crisis New York after a pandemic spread through contaminated banknotes on Black Friday caused the United States government to collapse in just 5 days. As basic services begin to fail one by one, the country descends into chaos, and in the wake of this devastating pandemic, a classified unit of tactical agents known as the Strategic Homeland Division, or SHD for short, are dispatched to try and combat this outbreak and restore order. And this is of course where you, as the player, come in. The Division can be played both solo or cooperatively with up to 3 friends to form a team of 4. Together you can explore the vast open world, completing missions, leveling up your character, and obtaining loot along the way. The open world you explore is split into 2 main sections. You have the main co-op area where the majority of the game's story missions take place. You have a base of operations which serves as your hub and a means to not only unlock skills but also further progress the story. And you then have the second area, the Dark Zone. This is a zone that runs right through the middle of Manhattan, and it's in this zone that you'll encounter other human players. See, the first area can be best described as the PvE zone. The only player encounters you'll have in this zone are with the teammates that you invite into your world. However, the Dark Zone on the other hand is often described as risky PvE. See, once you set foot in the Dark Zone, you can and will encounter other human players as well as high-leveled AI enemies. Whether those human encounters end up hostile, however, ultimately depend on either you or the other players. See, the Dark Zone is a PvP-enabled area, so you can choose to shoot other players on sight, or you can simply leave them to go about their business. Attacking non-hostile players, however, will cause you to be marked as a rogue, and other players can then see this indicator and will then know that you can't be trusted. It's not a permanent mark, but it does last for some time. But if that's the case, then why would you ever want to go rogue? And the simple answer is loot. See, the Dark Zone is a high-risk, high-reward area. In the game's narrative, it's the zone that the military were in before they evacuated the city, and in their haste to escape, they left behind some pretty nice gear. If you want the best equipment, you're going to want to venture in. However, loot obtained within the Dark Zone is different to that which you find outside. See, loot you find in the open world is yours right away. You pick it up, you use it, job done. Loot in the Dark Zone is contaminated, and in order to keep it, you have to extract it. Dotted throughout the Dark Zone are extraction zones, areas that you can call in helicopters to come and collect your loot. However, until you successfully extract your loot, it is not safe. If you see an agent with a yellow pack on their back, this means they are carrying loot, and I mentioned earlier that this is one of the incentives to go rogue. While other players have no idea what you're carrying, they do know that you're carrying something, and this is what can cause conflict. If you kill another player carrying some Dark Zone loot, they'll drop it, and you can then pick it up and extract it for yourself. So it's safe to say this is a zone where going in alone isn't necessarily the most sensible choice. Outside of the Dark Zone, however, you'll spend most of your time completing missions and upgrading your base of operations, and missions tie directly into your skill tree progression, so there is definitely a clear incentive to complete them. See, this is where the RPG element of the game comes in. The Division adopts a class list system, in that you create your character and you are not bound by any particular archetype. You instead shape your character through your skill choices, and these can be changed freely, meaning you are never bound to one choice. Your main skill categories are security, medical and technology, and if you were looking for a standard RPG Holy Trinity comparison, that'd be tank, healer and support or DPS. Different missions tie into the different branches, and completion of these missions will allow you to further progress down the skill tree. So instead of simply going out and grinding and leveling up to unlock more skills, you actually obtain them along your journey. Skills can also be modified to give them additional effects, and you also have an array of perks and talents available to further customize and tailor your agent to your preferred playstyle. For a more in-depth look at how skills, talents and perks work, check out the Division playlist in the description box down below. In fact, you can find detailed videos on pretty much every aspect of this video if you want to dig deeper. But for the time being, just know that your character is never bound by your choices. You can adapt and change to suit your encounters. Finally, if you've ever played any loot-based RPGs or shooters before, then you'll no doubt be familiar with the endgame gear grind. The Division has a rather complex puzzle-like gear system that combines character stats, weapons, perks and talents, and will no doubt keep us busy endgame for those that love a bit of min-maxing. There is, however, still much we have yet to discover about this game, and the wider endgame still remains a mystery, but for the time being, that was a brief look at what The Division is. The game launches on March 8th for Xbox One, PS4 and PC, and there's a beta happening very soon for those that have pre-ordered the game. Finally, before I wrap this video up, I want to take a moment to help put some people's minds at rest. I know a lot of people have remained skeptical about this game, partly due to the delays from the original release date, partly due to the graphical downgrade, and partly due to the association with Ubisoft. But let me tell you right now, from what I've played so far, you needn't be worried. Ubisoft Massive, the main studio behind this game, were actually a standalone studio, Massive Entertainment, before Ubisoft acquired them back in 2008. They have a history of successful titles behind them, so it's safe to say they know what they're doing. And the delays to the title were simply because they wanted to make sure the title they were releasing was the title they wanted to make. As for the graphical downgrade, well, I can't talk to you about the alpha as I signed an NDA, but from my time going hands-on with the game at E3, Gamescom and EGX, I can tell you the game still looks outstanding. And ultimately, when a game provides you with such a fun and immersive experience, you honestly begin to forgive and forget minor graphical differences. So in short, you still have every reason to be hyped for this game. Aside from that, if you have any other questions, then by all means let me know down below. And again, if you do want to know about anything else in more detail, then you'll be able to find a video in the playlist down below. But for the time being, thank you very much for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.